It's time for the Hebrew of the week, and we're in Ruth chapter 2 and on verse 7. So in context, remember, Ruth is asked to, collect whatever leftovers there are in the field, and Boaz has come out and he's like, humana, 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 who's this? And the guy in charge of the field is explaining to Boaz that she was, the daughter-in-law of Naomi, and she asked if she could, walk behind. And so, here he tells Boaz what she said. So the Hebrew is, see if you can pronounce it. Here's how I would: Vatomer alakata na va'asafti va'amarim. Okay, what do you recognize? Vav patak doubling, that's a converted imperfect, a preterite, or a vayiktol. Na tends to be with some sort of a command, so my intuition is that this is some sort of a command. A. Vav is and. T is a first common singular perfect ending, so I something, I. B means in. Im, here yod mem, is a masculine plural ending. Okay, so let's see what this puppy is. Vatomer, and she said, so vayomer, vatomer, something you should know. Vayomer especially. Vatomer is the third feminine singular form. So vav patak doubling, it's a converted imperfect, a past tense, a preterite. That means that the tav is an imperfect performative. It's third feminine singular. Amar, no funny business there. So it is a call or a G, converted imperfect or preterite or vayiktol, whatever you want to call it, from Amar. And she said, and so the quote starts here. Lakat is the core in here. It means to glean, to get some stuff from the field. I'm thinking that this aleph is a first common singular. Normally we would say imperfect performative, but because of the na and because of the kamatz hey, I'm thinking that this is what we call a cohortative. A cohortative is a first person command. And the kamatz hey is sometimes called a volative hey, meaning a will, a hey of will. In other words, a command. Everything's coming up imperative. Everything's coming up command. So this is let me glean. And she said, let me glean. Okay? Sure. Again, this is what she said to the guy that's in charge. Va'asafti. So this is in form a call or G perfect, first common singular from Asaf. Now, no funny business, so it's a G or a call. Now, you'll notice I didn't translate it and let me glean and I gathered. That wouldn't be good English. So this is a, if this is, again, we learn it wrong to learn it right. So as a beginner, you might say this is a converted imperfect. It takes a future and it makes it into a past. Hebrew grammarians everywhere are screaming, no, Ken, that's not right, but it helps you remember it. In the same way here, this is kind of in a sequence. It's a you might even call this a vav consecutive. Sequence. So it kind of is like a converted perfect. Again, grammarians are getting upset. But if you think the vav in the sequence kind of, it flips this perfect into whatever came before. Now, actually, the first thing the thing in the chain, let me glean, is an imperative. So what it does is it converts this perfect into an imperative too. So let me glean and let me gather. It's a converted perfect. Technically, it's a wekatal, but we'll call it a converted perfect because that's easier, and I'm assuming you're at the beginning of your Hebrew venture if you're watching these videos. So, and she said, let me glean and let me gather in sheaves. I'm bringing in the sheaves, okay, so ba is in, amar is sheave, and im makes it plural, sheaves. So, and Ruth said, the guy says to Boaz, and she said, let me glean, and let me gather in the sheaves. Next line. See if you can pronounce this. Here's my pronunciation. Akare, hakozarim, v'tavo, v'ta'amod, me'az. Okay. Akre is a preposition. It means something like after. And you notice it has a masculine plural construct ending on it, seri yod, here at the end. So it's definitely pointing after. Look after me. Look after me. So akare, after. So let me gather in sheaves, in the sheaves after the ones reaping. We've seen this, the ones reaping, before. Hey patak doubling is the. Here yod mem is masculine plural. It's a participle because of the holum after the first letter. Ko, that tells you it's the participle. So the ones reaping. There's the ing word. This is a vocal schwa because it comes after a long vowel, a really long vowel, historically long vowel. So, and she said, let me glean and let me gather in the sheaves after the ones reaping. Okay, there's where the quote ends. And so now the guy talks on. And she came, and she stood from then till now. Anyway, so and she came. So we have a vav patak doubling. It's another preterite, another vayiktol. It's another preterite. This is bo, to come or to go. Because vav patak doubling is converted imperfect, this is an imperfect performative. It's again third feminine singular. So we have a call, converted imperfect, third feminine singular from bo. And she came, and she stood. Same form, right? So we've got vav patak doubling. It's converted imperfect. We've got the tav there that tells me it is a third feminine singular. Now I'm a little. I think the patak there. Let me not say it so I don't say it wrong. I'll tell you that I'm right because I'm always right. But let me do one quick check. And I was right. Why do I doubt myself? So the reason why this is a patak is because ayans like A-class vowels. So it peer pressure made this into an aleph. So there's nothing funny going on with the stem here. Yiktol is normal, so the holum is normal. So it's just a call. It's a call converted imperfect, third feminine singular from amad, to stand. So she came and she stood me'az. So me, this is min. But nun assimilates when no vowel separates, except alephs don't do doubling. And so basically it wanted to double this, but it had nowhere else to go. So it decided, okay, fine, I'll just compensatory lengthening. I'll take the hirik and make it a seri. It tried to fire a dagesh into the aleph and it bounced off, bing, and it came back and became an extra dagesh. None of that is true. So from then, me'az. And then we come to the final part of the verse. Oh, I didn't do it on a... Okay, anyway, you can see it all. You can see the translation. Cover your eyes. So see if you can pronounce this line. Here's how I pronounce it. Ha-boker va'ad ata ze shiv ta ha-bayit me'at. Okay, so she has been here. She has stood from then... in the morning. I know it just says the morning, but from then the morning, it's kind of, they're economical with the prepositions and stuff, right? Hey patak doubling is the. Boker means morning. If you want to say good morning in modern Hebrew, you say boker tov. Good morning. Morning good. Va'ad, so from then in the morning and until va'ad, ana, now. Okay, now zed doesn't make any sense here. I'm sure it does make sense. It doesn't make any sense to me because it's a this. And it would be fine if it's not even this woman. It's the masculine form, ze. It's a masculine singular demonstrative pronoun. Now, I have seen translations that translate it as though, which is not what it normally means. It's normally this. So she's been here from then until now. This... her to rest the house a little. The sense seems to be, I mean, it sounds very caveman. This, her to rest the house a little. The sense of it is fairly clear. That she's basically been out here reaping from then until now, although she did rest for a small bit in the house. That's what it's saying. I don't know how, and by the way, feel free to make in the comments any sense you have. I haven't looked in Gesenius or whatever to see what it probably has some special name. The demonstrative of concession. I don't know, which is, if it exists, it's probably just made up anyway. But that's not important right now. So she's been here standing since the morning until now, though her to rest in the house a little. So let's do the easy part, the house a little. Hey, patak doubling, that's the, bayit is house, the house, and then mayad, a little while, in other words. So that leaves us with this here. What is this shiv ta? Well, the kamatz hey is a possessive, third feminine singular possessive, her. And then shivat is the, sounds like Sabbath, doesn't it? So this is an infinitive construct. One of the two kinds of Hebrew infinitives, and that's where the to rest comes from. So her to rest. So we get the sense of it. Her to rest the house a little. So she's been here standing since morning till now, but she did rest a little bit in the house. Okay, well, that took longer than normal. We've had some very interesting forms. We've got an infinitive construct. What do we have here? We had a cohortative here. We had a converted perfect. So all in all, a pretty fun verse grammatically, and the meaning is fun too. This has been the Hebrew of the Week.